Hi again, Lovely.
Hi.
Hi again, Eric.
He says hi too.
Okay, so namaste to both of you once again. Okay, so we are here to interview Lord Ganesha or Ganapati. So could you please call him in, his energy?
It's funny. It's almost like I'm watching a child or a toddler running around. That kind of energy.
So sweet.
Which makes sense. That's how Lord Ganesha is always depicted, right? So he's this very cute energy. He's not coming forth like a grown being.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a childlike energy, very innocent.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So
Very
that's
sweet.
the image that I'm getting.
That's nice. Yeah. Okay. Ganesh, you are known as the remover of obstacles. Before people venture on any endeavor, they pray to you to remove any obstacles that might show up along their path. So, why are you credited with that quality as the remover of obstacles? And we chant Om Gam Ganpataye Namaha. Even in the West, even in America, when I attend so many different courses, even Americans begin by chanting Om Gam Ganpataye Namaha.
It's beautiful to see how he is. It's funny and interesting because he's almost like I'm talking to a child who's juggling something in his hand.
Okay.
You know, who is sort of like restless, like multitasking while he's speaking to me. And as soon as you asked, like he is worshipped as this remover of obstacles, so he was asking you, do you know why? You know, almost that kind of expression he had. Because he says, that's because I have no fear. Children have no fear.
Yeah, true that.
So when you don't have a fear, you do not think of obstacles.
Yes, that makes
right?
sense.
So that's why my energy is all about your inner child, keeping that inner child alive.
All right, okay.
Right? Because as like how he's saying, why could you do that somersault when you were a kid and now it's very difficult?
Experiences have taught us fear.
Experiences have taught us, and it has brought in a lot of blocks which were never there because we didn't understand that.
True.
You know, as we fell down, we experienced pain.
True.
We started keeping ourselves safer.
Yes.
Which is what we were thinking.
The burnt child dreads the fire.
Yes. And we were mostly into the fight. That's how it is with most people, fight or flight mechanism.
True.
Which doesn't serve them. So again, when they think of fears, they want to be like this child who is fearless, who is just out there experiencing unknowingly. They're not realizing actually they are worshipping their own inner child when they're thinking of me.
Okay.
But he says, I'm glad to help, whichever works. If they worship me, if they think of me, if they chant the mantra that you just mentioned, whichever works for them.
That's nice. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense now. Yeah. The inner child. Okay. Children are indeed fearless. I watch my grandsons every day attempting, what we would think of as dangerous, and then the grandmother in me goes, oh no, he's going to get hurt. No. But
Yes.
my son and daughter-in-law are better than me. They say, no, it's okay if they fall. They're going to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are almost reliving when we see that in our children.
True.
This is my personal thing. I was a very restless child. My daughter is not that restless.
I'm still restless.
Yes. So I used to fall down, get my knees bruised. I have marks all over my knees still.
Me too.
So that hasn't been the case with my daughter, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so when we see them, we almost relive those fears.
Yes, exactly.
So it's just us keeping ourselves safer.
Yeah.
And we think that we are keeping them safer.
I know. We think we are preventing them from getting hurt, but yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. So Ganesh, did you incarnate on the earth plane? And if so, how many times, whereabouts?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Geeta. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I guess there's somebody on the door. I will have to go.
Sure.
I'll be back in a jiffy.
Sure. No worries.
There's no one at home.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Take your time.
Hi, I'm back. I'm so sorry for that.
That's okay. Maybe we should apologize to Ganesh and Eric for keeping them waiting.
He says he's fine. He's okay.
Yeah, we have to go about our daily business.
Yeah, he's fine. He says no need to be apologetic.
Yeah. Oh, good.
You were asking something when I interrupted you. You were asking a question, if I'm not wrong.
Is he incarnate now on the earth plane currently? Did he incarnate before? If so, how many times and whereabouts on earth?
He's mentioning. He's not mentioning he has he has incarnated in human form, but he has mostly incarnated into his similar beings. He said, like how sort of like he's related. He's often related like the animal god with half with the head of an elephant.
Yeah.
So he has been mostly that.
Meaning he incarnated as an elephant.
As an elephant and other animals, and he's also mentioning insects. Even the insects, wow, because he's mentioning even the insects which we don't have here, maybe the dimensions of planets, but not as a human, he says.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. But currently he's not incarnate.
Okay, so he is asking, okay, if you want to know, like currently as in the human
form or in any other form.
He's mentioning he's there in the form of energy, but he comes in and goes, he says.
As an observer.
Yes, and in the form of almost like, I don't know what exactly it is called, almost like he doesn't, there is a term for it, Geeta, I'm not remembering now. I'm asking him for clarity. They say walk-ins, if you've heard that term.
Of course, yeah.
Sort of that. When he needs to be incarnated, because he doesn't, he is not giving me a feeling like he has to stay here,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not his that's not his thing, he says.
Okay.
That's not his thing. These are Eric's words. That's
Of
not
course.
his thing. He doesn't have to be here for a long time,
Mm.
because acquiring knowledge and all those things, it's not meant to be for him.
Okay. So he would walk into what kind of humans? Kind of sages, or just a regular human being who needs help?
He says whoever calls in, but it is for a very temporary, very tiny, if we talk in terms of
Human
human
time.
human time, linear time,
Mm.
it's for a very short period. Almost like how a person, Eric says, similar to being possessed.
Okay. But this is a
So
beautiful
when
energy. Yeah.
yes, sort of like how trance channeling works,
Oh, all right. Okay.
you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Thank you for that clarification. And Hindus, okay, so you were not incarnate in the form of a human being. You just walk in, because I was going to ask you this question. It might interest you to know that Hindus believe that you're not married, Lord Ganesh. So now we come to know that you did not take on a human form on earth. You only took on animal forms. So I'm going to skip this question. And why is it that Hindus depict you with an elephant's head and a nice big fat belly? Why? With Kolkata, Modakam, Kolkata, we call it Modakam, in one hand, or probably laddus in that hand. And the other hand is, of course, blessing people. So why is he depicted with a fat belly? Is it because he was fond of sweets, or people just want to offer him sweets to please him?
He says his energy is all about enjoying the little things in life, like the food that we eat,
Okay.
and the joyfulness,
Okay.
being in the moment, like how children are. When they're watching something, they're just watching that, they're not bothered about eating.
Yes.
But if they are liking their candy, they are enjoying their candy, and everything is dripping all over their face and clothes, they're not bothered.
Yeah.
So that's Ganesha's energy.
Okay.
So the people who got to know about that side of him,
Yes,
depicted him that way.
Okay.
Which makes the most sense, because that's what he's there for. He says,
I understand.
enjoying the little things.
Hence the fat belly. Yeah, like the happy Buddha. We depict him as the happy Buddha.
Yes,
because
right.
We want to depict that side of life. You have to be joyful and live life.
And sorry to interrupt you, Geeta. He's also mentioning how prosperity is related to food.
Yes.
Like how most of our Indian festivals have food. Food as a very common, even in the Western culture, many traditions. Like they make the turkey on Thanksgiving, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the excuse for eating, is the excuse for celebrating festivals.
Yes, and that's one day. That's how it should be every day. You should have that gratitude every time, whatever is there on, whether you are vegan or not, or you are a person who eats meat. That doesn't matter. The gratitude matters. That's something that's a huge message, even by Eric.
True.
So prosperity and food, even for the person who cannot afford the big celebrations and all that prosperity, but if his belly is full, he's happy. His children are happy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I usually give gratitude to food, but if I forget, I touch my tummy and I say thank you for the food that's gone in.
Food lights me up. It's like I always, thankfully, I have given that, or I don't know. Thankfully, I was worried that I will give all my fears to my daughter. We unknowingly do that to our children. But that's one thing that she's got from me. I did not care about anything else. She always was happy as soon as she's in a restaurant. She was never cranky as the plate arrived.
Yeah.
So that's how I have been.
That's good. That's good. Now, I'm always concerned about what I put into my belly, but then however little I put into it, I still have a very prosperous belly. And I'm happy.
You're blessed then.
I am blessed. I'm very blessed for the abundance of nice things that I get to eat in life. Yes, I'm truly blessed for many things. I'm blessed with many, many things in my life. Yes, I live a very blessed life. Okay, so thank you, Ganesha, for clarifying why the fat belly. And do you know, Ganesha, that people depict your vehicle as a little mouse? Are you aware of it? And are you happy with people's choice of this vehicle for you?
Wow, he's actually giving an analogy of the elephant and the, he's actually mentioning ant, which rat, when you think of a mouse or a rat, it's a bigger, but he's giving an analogy of something very huge and
tiny,
giant, having a very loving, bonding connection to something that is very tiny in physical form. So that was the message that was given to the person who depicted it, almost like he's coming from. He wanted people to come from a space of no judgment.
Okay.
You know, that about this whole hugeness in terms of physicality or power.
Yes.
Because even a tiny ant can harm an elephant or help, or a mouse. So that's why a mouse and an elephant, because it's, and also he says, I wanted things to be a little interesting.
Okay.
The whole picture of an elephant riding onto a rat, it's a funny, almost like an impossible kind of imagination.
Conflicting imagination and conflicting messages to people, but then if without judgment, if we accept, if we look at it, then it makes sense.
Yes, and that was the purpose, to think out of the box.
Yes.
Almost like that, be like a child.
He's a cool dude, you know.
Oh, he is. He is. He's still juggling with something. He's eating, and I don't know what he has. Maybe
it's the modakams and you know, and the laddus he's juggling.
And he's mentioning here, like, we often scold children, you should not be playing with your food. This is not a toy. You know, we do that. But he says they do not know that. Maybe they're so happy with that thing that they are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're experiencing it with their hands, the mouth. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's happy to be eating all the time. I'll remember to offer him tons of sweets on his birthday. So coming to his birthday, in India, his birthday is celebrated as Ganesh Chaturthi, and it's a big thing. It's a, you know, that huge celebrations go on for almost a week in India, more in Bombay, northern India than in the south. In the south, probably it's a one-day affair. And
it's in the north, and I guess in the states of Maharashtra and all, it's a huge, it's big deal.
Yeah. So it falls sometime in the month of September, his birthday. So was it?
I guess it's coming in a week or two, maybe this time.
True.
Yeah, it's quite near.
Is it really his birthday whenever he took some form on earth, or is it just out of love, people have attributed this particular auspicious day, you know, as his birthday?
Firstly, he's asking, does it matter whether he was like actually born?
Just an excuse to make Kolkata and offer him, and for us to enjoy them as well.
So he's denying that it was an actual day of his birth, or like he took this form. That was not practically possible, but it came in as a day of celebration, he said.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I get it.
Which brought in prosperity and happiness. So it's a high vibe day, he says.
It is
You know,
indeed.
everybody is about
True. Any
food and everything.
any festival, any celebration is a day full of high
Mhm.
vibration. Yeah.
Yes.
And we need more such days so people can feel more and more elevated, because they're sharing food and they're thinking of God and they're thinking of, there's more love on those days.
There's more love, there's bonding in the families. At least people try to
Yeah,
travel to their loved
exactly.
one. They try at least.
True
Yeah.
that. Okay. So is there anything else? I'm out of questions. Is there anything else Lord Ganesh would tell us, things that we are not aware of about Ganesh? There are tons of legends about him, there are tons and tons of legends about his birth, about how Parvati created him out of the sandalwood she had rubbed on her body and things like that. Is he aware of all those stories? Very interesting stories.
He says, I enjoy a couple of them. He says he's mentioning power here. He's mentioning, I like everything when it is not giving away your power.
That's right.
You know, when you're worshipping a god, when you're praying, he says, not exactly worshipping, because he said he's not liking the term worship in general, because worshipping in itself means
giving your power away to an
giving your power to another being or a god, external. So he would rather promote the concept of praying and believing.
Yes.
That you have it in yourself and just putting it out in the universe and praying. Because he says when it comes to mantras, it does help because they have certain tones and especially very specific Sanskrit mantras. He said they do help because they have specific frequencies, vibrations.
Yes.
So they do help. So apart from that, he's again touching on the topic of being, if he says, if you have to worship something, worship your inner child.
Yes, that's right.
Give it all the love, give it all the bonding, give it all the hugs that you didn't get when you were a child.
Okay.
That's his message.
Down south, no, I can't say that for all of India. Down south, we are not the society that hugs or kisses or, after a certain age, children have grown to be, say, 14, 15. Parents don't even, fathers don't even touch their daughters.
Oh yeah, thankfully in my family that was not there, and my dad still gives me kisses and we hug. But yes, you are right. It is not even in my husband's place. It was not a norm. And when I used to do that, everyone used to get very conscious because I was brought up doing that.
Yeah.
But that's something that's very that even Eric always mentions. Physical touch heals.
Yes, yeah, it does. I have taught
that helps.
Yeah, I've taught my boys hugging and kissing. So they are, say, 6'2", 6'3", so they'll bend all the way down to give me a hug and a kiss. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful feeling, having your grown-up children. I don't have, I have, my daughter is almost 10, so I'm still trying to make sure, even on the days I forget, I make her sit on my lap, and I want to do that until she's a mother someday. Maybe I hope I can handle that.
Even after she becomes a mother, why not? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very beautiful feeling.
Yeah. So I've taught my sons, to be different. Okay. What would be his message to people? Ganesha's message.
Yeah, that's what he just said about, and worshipping your inner child.
The inner child.
Yes, worshipping your inner child. In case you need to stick to the term worshipping, in case you need something. Let me see.
Say, embrace your inner child.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's also mentioning, instead of constantly looking outside, playing the blame game and thinking of everything that you did not receive, you did not achieve, you did not get because of other people. Try to give everything, even the love that you did not get from your parents, from your friends. It's difficult.
Yes.
We're talking about self-love, actually. It's difficult. It's a journey, he says. But yeah, that's a strong message. And Eric is chiming in. He says it's an ongoing process. It's not that you will get an expertise in, I'm all about self-love. There will be days when you are, especially when it comes to close family members, Eric says, it is the difficult thing.
True.
When you have to make a choice.
Yeah, when you get hurt.
When you get hurt, and when the person in front of you is someone you love, you value. That's and that moment when you have to make a choice between what would you do if you love yourself. It's difficult, but you can get used to it.
True.
Yes, you can try.
Yeah, even I'm trying. I'm trying self-love, and I'm also trying to send, beautiful green ribbons of love and light to assholes who hurt me. I'm trying.
Yeah, they would grab onto those ribbons and maybe live their life as an asshole happily.
All right. Okay, so we'll call it a day, lovely. So thank you so much, Ganesha, for having been with us. I love you. Thank you so much for all the enlightenment.
He's throwing in flowers on you. That's what he's doing.
He always blesses me. Does he know that? Because the moment I do this, I told you in the previous video too, I think probably in one of the previous videos, he raises his trunk and I bow my head and I feel his trunk here. He does that.
Wow.
I visualize him. I mean, every time, in fact, there was a time when I would call on Shakti and he would be the first one to appear here. He would appear.
Wow.
And I have told my friends this. I'm thinking of Shakti and he says, think of me first. Okay. And so then I thank him and then Shakti's image and Lingam would come here.
Yeah, so maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you need to work more on your inner child and bring all that childlike energy. That's why he gives you a reminder.
Okay, thank you. It does make sense. Okay, I'll remember that because I haven't been embracing my inner child a lot. Yeah. So I will do that more often. Yes. So that's a promise, Ganesha. I'll do that. And thank you for reminding me through your blessings. He throws white light onto my head from his trunk. I visualize
onto your crown,
onto my crown chakra. I'm not expecting it, but I just think of him and I see white light from his trunk flowing into my crown chakra. And sometimes it's water. He throws water onto my head, and I get all these visuals. So that makes me feel so blessed, so blessed. So thank you for all those blessings, Ganesha. I love you.
He says it's his pleasure. He's very happy to be here. He had a great time.
Oh yeah, we did too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for having been with us. Are you and Ganesh friends? Do you hang out together?
We are sort of like neighbors, he says. We're not friends, but I'm trying to get his vibe, he says.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's got such a sweet, innocent, childlike vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's sending you kisses, Geeta.
Okay,
and
you.
This is me. I want to personally thank you. I am entering my 3rd trimester with my baby.
All the best.
So it's amazing that you are giving me opportunity to get so much of knowledge. So by the time my child will be out, I'm expecting a girl.
Oh.
Whatever it might be, doesn't matter, boy or girl. But I have this more feminine energy. I'm thinking it's a girl.
Yeah.
So she would already know everything about Ganesha and Shakti and Shiva.
Yes.
If she's listening.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
She is so blessed. Yeah. I'm so happy for you, lovely. It's good to
Thank you
have
so much.
babies around. It's always good to have children in the house. You know, they make you, probably they make you connect with your own inner child.
Mhm. And they make you grow and learn too.
Yes. And be more giving, more loving, more, more of all things good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandsons are doing that to me now and I'm enjoying it.
I know.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, Lovely. Thank you. And friends, please check out Lovely at thelovelylife.in. She is great. I love her. Love you, Lovely. See you then.
Love you too, Geeta. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, Eric.
He says bye too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.